Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the weekly daily GizWiz is provided by the new Winamp for Android, featuring wireless sync and one-click iTunes import. Now with free daily music downloads and full-length CD listening parties. Download it for free at winamp.com/Android. Video bandwidth for the weekly daily GizWiz is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. It's time for the weekly daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1357, recorded St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2012. The weekly daily GizWiz is brought to you by Netflix. Watch thousands of TV episodes and movies on your PC, Mac, iPad, iPhone, or TV instantly. All streamed directly to you, saving you time, money, and hassle. For your free 30-day trial, visit netflix.com/twit.
And now, get ready for Dick.
Well, dadgummit, Andy, it's time once again for the weekly daily GizWiz.
The weekly daily GizWiz. Daily GizWiz. The weekly daily GizWiz.
It makes its own gravy, Faith and Bagara. It's St. Patrick's Day, and everybody's a little bit of wait a minute, do you have any green on there, Dickie D? I don't see any green on you.
No, I had green on, but I took it off.
Is Myra in the room with you there?
Myra's wearing no. Oh, wait a minute.
Myra, pinch Dick. Dick, pinch Myra. Hurry.
Leo, I made my keyboard green.
Oh, damn.
I did. Ha, ha, ha,
Ha, ha, ha, ha. Whoops, it's pink. Quick, Myra. Quick, pinch him while it's pink.
It was green.
You actually use that weirdo keyboard?
There, it's green again. It's green again. See, it's green. Okay.
Oh, Dickie D. Well, fortunately, you don't have to worry about that because the official color of the weekly daily GizWiz is Kelly Green anyway, so it's okay.
That's right. What are we worried about? And you have an Irish name, Leo Laporte.
Leo Laporte.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leo
Laporte. I didn't even think of that, but it's true. Isn't there a big St. Patrick's Day in New York City parade? I mean, don't they paint the avenue green or something?
Down Fifth Avenue, and then they paint the
green stripe, right?
They paint the middle of Fifth Avenue green.
A green stripe down the middle.
Yeah.
So all of the celebrators can find their way down Fifth Avenue. I think that's a great idea. I love that. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day. I know DeBartolo is also a good Irish name.
It is.
Yes. So, what else? Oh,
yes, I traveled. I was away.
You were in Sedona.
I
was watching you on
Central
Facebook
Park without the benches.
That's it. Because you're kind of the ultimate in city dwellers. You don't have a car. I don't see you in nature. I feel like you're two with nature, not one with nature.
No, that's right.
But
that's right. No, it was part of it was that it was just a 2-day trip, but I'm glad I went. Sedona is really beautiful. It's famous for the red rocks and the red canyons.
Oh yeah. Had you been there before?
Never. And Sony took 18 reporters, and so that we would be able to have photo ops, they really did some wonderful things. First, we went on a hike. Then they were very smart, and we had meditation on top of a big rock while someone played a guitar. It was really very nice.
You guys, wait a minute, Dick. You meditated?
I actually am I'm a big believer in meditation.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you.
No, it was actually quite amazing because during the meditation, the wind picked up. I thought that was some sort of, they talk about the vortexes in Sedona.
Because
that
of the rocks.
Energy, a big energy.
Did you go on the Pink Jeep tour?
God, I did. Have you gone on that?
No, but I was looking on your Facebook about it.
That is beyond scary. Because you drive out to the canyon and you pull up to a big rock and you go, oh, a big rock. And then the driver says, we will now climb this rock. And you go, excuse me? And they go, no, it's okay. And
The
I
Jeep
noticed,
is pink. It's okay.
it's okay. And you go up these rocks and you swear you're going to fall over. And the driver says, maybe one Jeep every 3 years falls over backwards. So don't worry.
They're joking, I'm sure. It wouldn't be a good thing to fall off.
No,
of
it
those
would
things.
not.
Yeah.
But they say it's a 45-degree angle that you're
Wow.
climbing up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I unfortunately was, not only is it a Jeep, they weld so they can take more people. They weld 2 seats out the back. And I
Oh,
was
did
on
you
one
get
of-
that seat?
Yes, right, exactly. So I figured this is good. Now I'm moving the center of gravity even further back.
Oh, that's a good point. Wow. So where did you go? Did you go the Diamondback Gulch, the Broken Arrow, or the Ancient Ruin?
We went to, I think we went to the Gulch. But before we did that, in the morning, we were supposed to go on balloon rides.
Wow.
And it was too windy. Sony was unbelievable this time. They rented helicopters, and we went on helicopters through the canyons.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have any pictures because I was doing too much screaming and saying, "Are you crazy?" No, they would go down these canyons toward the end of the canyon, which is just another canyon, and then just pull up, and it was
Wow.
amazing.
So it's a quick trip, and we should say Sony paid for the whole thing, right?
Sony paid for the whole thing. The only thing is I wanted to travel in my own style, so
You
I put
upgraded.
out $800 for my own upgraded ticket, but that's my choice. Outside of that, they did everything. Yeah. So
And the idea was to show you cameras.
Yes, exactly. And you know, we talked about this last time. Is that normally they just beat you over the head when you go on these things, and I don't go on them. And you know, Dennis said, "You're not going to go to Sedona. It's 2 days. Go." But it was great. A guy who was in charge of the cameras named Drew Temple. He during the opening night dinner, I thought, here it comes, and he gets
Yeah,
up and he
here's
says, "Okay. Now for the timeshare presentation." I go, oh, no. And he talked for just 15 minutes. He said,
that's good.
We have digital binoculars. We have these cameras. When you come in the morning, they'll all be on the table. Take cameras and whatever you want. And people started signing their names. And he said, listen, just return the cameras at the end of the trip. We're not that formal that you need to sign what camera you took.
Who else was there? Anybody I know?
Leo, yes. Let me get the guy's card. This man claims when he said, "Oh, I know who you are." I gave Leo his very first job in technology.
Yeah, I bet. Who's
He ZDNet.
Oh.
First name Gary.
Oh, it was Gary. Yeah, I figured
So we're talking about the same Gary's
Yeah.
last name?
Gary K-A-Y-E.
Yes.
He did give me, he got me my start in television. So he was a consultant. Gary's working, last I saw he was working for CNN, right? He's a producer type. Oh, no, he has a new, he's doing like a midlife crisis channel, I think it's called. Something like that. The Boomer Hour.
Oh, okay. Well, now his business card says compelling telling.
Yeah, I think he's
LLC.
I think he's doing his own productions, and I think that they're for boomers. But everybody's trying to jump on the boomer bandwagon right now. No, Gary was a consultant when Ziff Davis, the big computer magazine publisher of the time, wanted to get into television. This is back in the early 90s. And I was already doing the talk show, the radio talk show. I think at the time I was with John C. Dvorak. And that's probably how Ziff Davis knew about me. I had done some work for CNET, and when Halsey Minor of CNET fired me, which he did pretty quickly, his way of firing me was interesting. They brought me into their palatial headquarters. They had come quite a way since I had started working for him. And he said, well, Leo, you know, I just want to show you this. And it was a press release from Ziff Davis saying they wanted to get into television. He said, you should call them. That was his way to fire me. Fortunately, I did call them, and Gary Kay and Bill McCrone, who was the editor-in-chief of PC Magazine, was the one tasked with doing this. So I flew out to meet with them in New York City. This was probably 1993 or 94, and interviewed with Gary and Bill, and they said, yeah, I think we would like to work with you. And so I was very happy, I remember, leaving
So did
that
you come
interview.
up with this show, or did they have something
They
in
had a
mind?
show that they were doing with Gina Smith and Jim Louderback.
Oh my God.
Called the Personal
Okay.
Computing Show. They were buying time on a number of networks, including CNBC, and the plan was,
Yes.
the plan was they would do this half hour of editorial of actual content, followed by an hour of shopping. You know, like a shopping channel selling computers.
I see.
And that would foot the bill. But they never got the shopping off the ground. It never did very well. So within, I think we did 13 episodes, something like that. Jim was Gina's co-host for the first few. They moved him into an editorial role and put me on as a co-host with Gina. That's actually, I think, how Gina and I we had already done the radio show together, so we were doing the TV show, and that was my first TV show. So Gary's absolutely right. Gary Kay was the guy who gave me my start in television, and I continued to do television for Ziff Davis right through ZDTV in '98. Then they sold Tech TV to Paul Allen, and the rest is straight downhill, actually.
Well, and now look at
That's
you
neat.
now.
That's neat. So Gary was there. That's fun. Yeah.
Gary's there. Yeah. So it was good. It was really great fun.
So,
Anyway,
and I'm looking at your
one of my
pictures.
second-
These are
my second thing is going to be a
all
Sony
right.
product.
So I won't mention the pictures yet, but the pictures are good. You're good.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do video for
Okay.
do video for my second thing. Now, my first gadget is so funny that last week we did a gadget from a cell cable. It was the little dongle that you can make any monitor. You can connect any monitor to your computer with just this little piece of hardware and a USB cable. So I come back from my trip to Sedona, and I have a box from OAC. I don't know if you know OAC.
I don't.
They make a lot of monitors. And in the box is this really, I think this is incredible. I'm turning away. So take a look at this.
Is
Leo.
this OAC, the Obesity Action Coalition?
No,
The Ohio Athletic Conference?
No, not quite.
No, the online-
AOC makes monitors.
Ah.
Now, this is a 16 by 9, 15.6-inch viewable monitor.
I don't care about the monitor. I want the Indian head test pattern.
Oh, that's
Where
my
do I
test
get
pattern.
that?
That's my screensaver.
I love
But Leo,
that.
this comes with a single USB cable that you plug into any laptop, and it suddenly adds a second monitor.
Oh.
All the hardware and everything is built into this frame. There are absolutely no controls on it. And the amazing thing is it's on sale. It's just being introduced, but they're having an intro special. It's $99.
Wow.
So, yeah. So you get the 16-inch
How big is
monitor.
that? 16 inches? 99 bucks. Wow, we have come a long way, baby.
Yeah, with all the hardware and as I said, a single. There's no power cable. All the power and everything comes through. Yeah, you were just on their website.
Yeah.
By the way, the sale started yesterday, and I did a lot of web searches, and only one place on Amazon had the $99 price up. But
Here's the AOC monitor in action. Open new universes with your USB port. 16 inches is big. You know, it's funny because, now it's not as big. It's like a laptop monitor. But, you would have been happy with a 16-inch monitor a few years ago.
yeah, and you would have paid $500 for it.
Right.
Yeah. And you can adjust the viewing angle with the little fold-out stand. I think it's pretty nifty.
I'm very tempted.
I know.
Amazon,
It's
huh?
on sale till March 31st. The suggested retail is only $139, so it's
not
still a pretty
huge
good
sale,
deal.
yeah.
But $99.
They do make larger sizes. They make a 22
They do.
and bigger, but $99. Amazon Prime. I could have it by Tuesday.
And Amazon Prime has the $99 price,
It
right?
does, yeah. That's so.
About how many monitors do you have there now? Let's ask that.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 7.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I might have beat you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. We matched.
We're matched.
Counting the OAC, I have 7.
So you plug this in. I presume you have to, just like the Excel cable, you have to run some software, right?
Yes, you run the software, and actually it uses the exact same software.
Oh, interesting.
And then when you bring up the menu, it says now, do you want to send video to your ViewSonic, or do you want to send the video to your OAC monitor? And you want to send it right or left, or do you want to duplicate it? It's pretty nifty. It's Display Link is the people who make the software.
Display Link, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So that's it. So they now, for $179, they make a 22-inch widescreen. And so you're saying this works pretty well?
Yeah, this works really great. I think they were pitching this toward adding a monitor to a laptop since it didn't need additional power, and that's probably why they wanted to keep it down in the 16-inch range.
Right.
Yeah.
Very intriguing.
Well, wait a minute. I have image quality. See if this helps or hinders your decision.
Yeah, what's
It's
the resolution?
1366 by 786.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me look at the 22-inch is.
And you're not going to use it on a laptop anyway, right?
Well, no. See, I have a 27-inch iMac, and I was thinking that it would be nice to have a second display just for, like, the weather forecast or something. You know?
I love having a second display. To just take a program you use all the time and just slide it
over there. Yeah, I could have my Twitter over there all the time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Wow, that's
the
pretty
only
good.
problem is sometimes trying to find where the mouse is. Because now I have 3 of them running, and I go, "Where's the mouse? Is it on monitor 1?"
Well, that's right.
It goes on monitor
now,
2?
what I've been waiting for, truthfully, is I think Apple is going to release a. They have these cinema displays. They're very pricey, though. It's $1,000 instead of $100. But I think they're going to release a cinema display with a high Retina display resolution, and that's what I'm kind of waiting for.
Yeah, that's your kind of stuff.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
For me to see a test, right? For me to watch a test pattern, it doesn't have to be that.
I guess
much
not.
quality.
Is that what you put your test pattern on there, huh?
Right, test pattern. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Especially older people go, "Oh, the Indian test pattern. Where'd you find that?"
Well, somebody just sent me a Bing search for a ton of them. A ton of Indian test patterns.
Oh,
look at it.
okay.
There's a.
Oh,
I guess
my
there's.
word.
Yeah, this. Some of these are. Yeah, there's one with my head on it. Actually, I don't know where that came from. But that's fun. So that's your screensaver, huh?
Yeah,
I like it.
Oh, I love the one that says "Please stand by."
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know. Do you remember when television went off at night?
That's what. This is what I'm looking at. Is I remember the old days when they do the Star Spangled Banner and a flag waving. We now conclude our broadcast day. WGBH in Boston. Thanks you for watching. And then they put this up, boop, and they have a tone, and that's it
for the rest of the night.
Or they go to snow. They turn off the transmitter and they go home.
They do. Yes, they usually. Yes, exactly.
Can you?
No,
what?
I remember when CBS
is there a station? There's no
on nightly.
Yeah, no station goes off ever now, right?
No, not even TWiT.
We don't even go off, and we should. You know what? We should do a test pattern, and we should go to bed. We should. And yes, it did really have an Indian head.
You're worldwide. You're worldwide.
I'm not sure why there was an Indian chief on this test pattern.
No, it is interesting. I don't know either.
I mean, the idea is to show the kind of the camera resolution.
Yeah.
And I guess you'd have an image of an engraving with fine lines. I don't know.
Right. Well, I think the circles had to be circles on each monitor, and the straight lines had to be straight lines when they
Right. There's a test. That's why they call it a test pattern.
Yeah.
There used to be a station I used to watch, Channel 6 in New Bedford, Massachusetts, that instead of going off the air, they rigged up. Imagine what this looked like. They rigged up a camera on a motor that would go slowly back and forth, and then they put in front of it a barometer, a temperature, and a clock.
Oh, how
And
fun.
the camera would just pan back and forth all night.
Wow. It's almost the original drop cam.
It really is. Oh, times have changed. We must be very old.
Yeah. But only in age, not in body. Well, in body, yes,
in
but
age
not
and body, but not in spirit.
in spirit.
No. You and I were young at heart.
We are.
We may be
Hey,
more
listen.
flatulent, but we're young at heart. I'm sorry.
You know what? You remember that on CBS, The Young and the Flatulent.
It was a great soap opera.
It was a soap opera for older people.
Da, 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 dum. Ba, ba. I don't know. Anyway, so have we done a gadget? Oh, yeah, we did the monitor. That was good. The OAC USB for $99, but only through the end of March. So if you...
And then it just goes to 130.
$139 is still pretty reasonable. That's for 16 inches. And that's more for that's good for a laptop. It's like having a second.
laptop,
Yeah.
You only need one cable.
Now, you have a video for this next one, right?
The video of the week, one of the gadgets I was playing with at the Sony Sedona adventure was a little Bloggy camera. You know, Sony has their little line of webcams
Right.
called Bloggies.
Right.
And at CES, they introduced Bloggie Live, which is their little webcam that has built-in Wi-Fi.
I remember when they announced
And
this. It's very exciting because you can actually stream from this camera.
You can stream. You can do live streaming with an app that they have. And so I used it to shoot this week's video. Instead of spending 5 hours uploading it to YouTube, we used our friendly Smug Mug
Yes.
for this week's weekly, daily GizWiz video. Dick DeBartolo, Mad's Maddest Writer, and the GizWiz with this week's weekly, daily GizWiz video. Recently, Sony invited 18 reporters out to Sedona, Arizona, to test Sony equipment. They told me it would be in the wild, but to tell you the truth, it was a little more wilderness than I expected. I was trying to get a place to drink
Wilderness.
water.
Scary.
And I found this creek, and I asked a hiker, is it safe to drink this water? And he said, you know, if I were you, I would go to La Berge. I'm murdering that name, by the way. It's the
L'Auberge,
hotel
yeah.
where we're staying
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
And I said, yeah, but to go there and get water, you have to hike. You have to hike up these red rock steps. And there's a lot of them. What is there, like 10 steps? And that's when you get to the hotel we're staying at. I'll say it again. La Barrage. La Berge.
L'Auberge.
You know, if they picked a Motel 8, it would have been a lot easier. But I'll put the correct spelling and a link on my website. Anyway, the little cam that I picked to play with from Sony is the Bloggie Live. Now, this is an 8-gigabyte little camcorder, can shoot 3 hours of HD video. It does Wi-Fi streaming. So adding an app, you can do some live streaming of your video. It has a 12.8 megapixel still camera built in, image stabilization, a little flip-out USB dongle so you can upload it to your computer. Price is under $250. And this has started shipping, and that's called the Bloggie Live. So this is Dick DeBartolo from Sedona, Arizona. Sedona, Arizona. Ba, 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 ba.
Don't sing. The picture quality, amazing. I want you to shoot everything with this from now on. The sound was great, too.
Unfortunately, Sony will have to send it back to me.
Oh, dang it. You know, the sound was great. We got a little wind noise later, as you could tell. But,
Yes.
I mean, the sound quality was great. Now, you were probably right next to the microphone holding the camera.
I was actually holding it and shooting my own video. There's not an external microphone jack on this. And for some bizarre reason, there's no headphone jack. There's a tripod slot, but no
Interesting.
external mic, and built-in speaker, so I could play back my stuff and see if I liked it or not.
But it's like a flip
and
cam,
that is
basically.
shipping now.
It's like a flip cam with Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's funny because Cisco got out of that business, but Sony's really gotten into it in a big way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know how big a business it is. Obviously, Cisco didn't. think it was big
I
enough
don't
to stay in
either.
it. Yeah.
Everybody in the world is now making their own videos, so I assume it's. I don't think people realize what you were saying earlier to one of your listeners on your radio show.
Nobody
is that
buys a camcorder anymore.
Every decent still camera does
Right.
incredible video.
Right. Well, and I'm going to show you a little later on something. In fact, I'll show you some video I shot this morning coming into work with another device that I happen to have in my hot little hands. But we'll save that
Oh, really?
for later
Oh, okay.
on my Turn the Table Turkey.
The Atari 800 came?
Yes, it came. No, go ahead. So, Dickie D, you have a third gadget for us.
Third gadget. I'm pulling together a spot for ABC News on energy-saving gadgets. And this is a gadget that for years has been just about impossible to find. And I remember talking about it on the Daily GizWiz, and people in the chat room saying, oh, someone's got to make it. Someone's got to make it. And no one could find it. Why? My thing was, why doesn't someone make a plug that you plug in the wall and then plug a device in, and the original device has an on-off switch, because so many gadgets today have no way to shut them off. They just assume that leave it on low power when you're not using it.
Powers down, yeah.
It powers down. And, I love those tube lights. Even tube lights, none of them have on-off switches.
And you can imagine, now in aggregate, individually that's probably not a lot, but if there are millions of devices all across the country, that in aggregate, that's a lot of power being wasted.
Absolutely. So Belkin, I was talking to Belkin, I said, they have this conserve line. And I said, well, why don't you have a little on? And they said, we do make that. It's $7. I said, what? They said, yeah, it's called the Conserve Power Switch. They sent me one. I'm going to bend down here. And it's really, really simple. So basically, it just goes into your power strip. On the side is a little on-off switch with a pilot light, which is good. So you know if the device is on or not, and shut it off and the light goes out. Now, there's something strange about the marketing of this device. On Amazon, it's $15. At Belkin, is it still showing as $15, Leo?
I see. Is it just this one? There's different ones. Oh, you have a whole surge suppressor, right? Or is it just
no? I'm just showing this.
Oh, it's plugged into it. Yeah, it's $22 on Amazon.
Yeah. At Belkin.com, it's $6.99.
So don't buy it from Amazon.
The chat room says they found it for $7 at Amazon.
Well, let me look at the chat room link then. Let's see if they could put that up there.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Mr. Angel, thank you. Nope, same price, $22. But see, this is being sold by third parties,
but they're taking quite a little profit, aren't they, on that?
Here's
if
another.
They were selling bricks, it would have been $1,200.
Maybe this is the newer one, $9.99. Is this it? Is it more?
No, that's another one, Leo. That one has a timer on the side, so that you can tell it to shut up. It has no actual on-off switch, but you can tell it to shut something off in 30, 60, or 90 minutes.
Oh.
And that's $9.99.
I'd like one that turns on when there's movement in the room.
Oh, I have those all over my place.
Yeah, because then, as long as you're moving around, it'll charge, but as soon as you leave the house, everything shuts down.
Yeah, no, I have that over there. Yeah, Myra, can you see what it's called? It's right under the fan. There's a big thing that the light is plugged into.
So there are. This Belkin has a whole bunch of conserve stuff, power strips, a smart energy-saving power strip. So this is a good. So this and they even have a usage monitor, so you can see how much money you're losing as stuff trickles that power out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's neat.
So the little guy is just called the Conserve Power Switch.
And get it from Belkin. Get it from Belkin.
And get it from the Belkin website.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Did someone find it for $4?
Well, let's see.
Oh, no. Someone's saying buy an inline. Yeah, but if you buy an inline switch, you have to wire it.
Right.
No, this is
$6.99
easier.
on the Belkin site. Get it there.
Yeah, and you get a pilot light too. So there you go.
Unplugging without unplugging is what they say.
Yes.
Dick, is it time for my turn the table turkey?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited. So if
So
you would
am I.
mind doing the honors, I'm going to go put on my face.
Okay, very good. Dick DeBartolo, Mad's Maddest Writer, and the Giz was, no, don't stop the podcast now. Don't run out of the room. This time, I can personally guarantee this is a good gadget. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing on this week's weekly, as this week's Turn the Table Turkey.
Yay! What is it? Oh, look! It says on the side, it says iPad. How exciting. Wonder what it could be. Let's just open the box and
It's not going to be confusing that they didn't call it iPad 3. Wait a minute.
somebody stole it. No, actually, I just already took it out. So here it is. Yeah, it is confusing. It's just the new iPad. You might say the third generation iPad. You might say the 2012 iPad. I don't know how Apple will dub it, but I'll tell you what. There'll be no question when you see it, if you see it in person, it is definitely the new iPad. Resolutionary is the bad pun on the Apple site. I know you like bad puns, so I thought you might enjoy that.
Yeah.
3 significant changes over the iPad 2. First, it has an amazing display. It's double the resolution across,
Well, I can see the
2048.
display even on Skype.
Oh, you can even tell, can't you?
Yeah.
2048 by 1536, so it's 4 times the pixels, 3.1 megapixels.
Wow.
But it's just crisp as heck. I think it's about 260 pixels per inch, and that's really what you should be measuring. It's a 9.7-inch display. In fact, form-wise, it looks very much like the iPad 2. A little thicker, a little heavier. They had to beef up the battery because it also has, besides a bigger display, which takes more battery life, it has LTE built in. So it has 4G data connections from Verizon and AT&T. I can't use 4G here. We don't have it yet. But MG Siegler and Sarah Lane, who have LTE in San Francisco, tell me that they were getting about 50 megabits down and about 20 or 15 to 20 megabits up. They were getting incredible performance, better than their landline LTE performance, really, really fast. And one nice thing about Verizon LTE, they'll let you use this as a hotspot too. So if you do have that great connection, $10 a gigabyte, roughly charging for it, but you could use this as your home internet connection if you didn't use a whole lot of data. Certainly would be as fast as, if not faster. So better screen, LTE, better camera, and a lot better. I'm going to show you that camera. I guess it's really 4 things because it also has a much faster processor, the A5X processor. And I tell you, you can notice that. It feels a little bit snappier. You need a heavier duty graphics processor to push 4 times the number of pixels, and you certainly feel like this is even faster than the very fast iPad 2. But the biggest difference, of course, is the display. I mean, it really looks spectacular. If I open up a book application, let's say iBooks on this, the quality of the text is spectacular. I haven't opened iBooks before, so it's going to take a little while to recognize my books in here and load them. I also have the Kindle app on here. It looks really great. Even something like the New York Times, let me show you that since this is taking a while to upload. The New York Times has updated. Many apps are updated. All the Apple apps are updated to take advantage of the higher resolution. This is the new New York Times app. Images look fantastic. Text is so legible. It's just dramatic. And when you double tap on an image, I mean, the quality is fantastic. Wow. This really does make this a better experience than the newspaper in many ways. Lots of apps are updated. Flipboard, which is how I get most of my news on the iPad. It's everybody's favorite iPad app. Looks fantastic on here. Images look great. Let me go back and see if iBooks is loaded yet here, and see if I can show you some books on it, because it's very good for reading.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, these are actually PDFs, I think. Let's see. Let me look at my books. I'll load the... well, here's the E.O. Wilson Life on Earth. This would be a good example. This was one of the textbooks that Apple showed with their new textbook authoring software. I mean, just really gorgeous. When you put a movie on here, I mean, it is really spectacular. And you can see it is fast. Another good way to see how fast it is, the updated iPhoto app. Apple didn't used to offer an iPhoto app on the iPad. They just had a photo gallery. This is new, and the picture quality is just fantastic. They have editing, and you can see how quickly we can move through it. Another fun thing, these are all pictures of Petaluma I took on my walk in. I'll talk about the camera in a second, because actually I'm very happy about that, although sometimes people mock me for this. But let's say I want to select these particular pictures. This one, and let's see, how do I do this? Oh, this is kind of fun. I can map this also. This is all the information, so I can actually see where exactly I took the picture. That's done automatically with the 3G and 4G one. Look at the quality. I mean, I don't know if you can tell how crisp it is, but it's just fantastic.
Yeah, it looks good.
The new iPhoto has a bunch of great tools for doing some interesting things. For instance, let's say I want to bring up the sky here. I can saturate the sky, get a little saturation on the sky. Let me see if I can do that. Am I doing this right? Do I have to do this? Oh, here it is. Here's the sky button. So
wow,
I can turn the sky up or down. I can. Actually, it doesn't know it's sky. I'll have to get a bigger sky in there. Really a nice little program that takes advantage of the camera. I have to say I'm really pleased with the screen quality. It's just pretty darn dramatic when you see how good this looks, how easy it is. What's nice is they kept the same price too. It's $4.99 for the Wi-Fi version. Add $129 to add LTE, either with Verizon or AT&T. There is no Sprint version yet. And add $100 for each additional 16 gigabytes of RAM. So the 16 gigabyte Wi-Fi, $500, 32 gigabyte, $600. $700 for the 64 gigabyte. That's what I got, of course, because you are going to start shooting a lot of movies, I think, and video and so forth. Let me show you the quality of the video, actually. And I'll do this on my computer here because I've used iPhoto to import. This is a still picture. Whoops, I don't have the right image. There we go. This is a still picture. I'll go full screen so you can really see it, that I took of Sarah Lane. And it just is fantastic. Nice. The color, the detail, really, really good. Let me scroll down here and go down to the movie that I shot earlier. You showed us a movie. Can I show you a movie?
Yeah.
All right, let me go down. Did it get the movie? Where's the movie? These are people in the studio. No. These are the pictures I showed you earlier that I took on the walk in. And here, we'll go full screen, and you can see the quality of the video and the audio from this movie that I shot just as I was coming into the studio today. Now I'll show you that
we are making our approach. You can't really see in the windows, but we can see out.
Some of the same tearing you see on the Bloggy. Those CMOS sensors, with a lot of motion, will tear a little bit.
We
can
know
see
exactly
that.
what's going on out there. Here's the front door. We really got to take that sign down. It's been an awful long time.
And I'll show you how how it looks when I shoot this. It does. I walked all the way in. That's why I sound out of breath. When I walk half a mile, I just pretty much about to die.
Oh,
no, and we enter. Hey, Greg. I'm Grog.
This is a fairly low light in here, and
That's
you can see it got kind of grainy.
This is the brick wall. Lots of bricks.
Oh. Wow, that's cool.
I'll get them on in just a couple of minutes. John's always here ahead of me. Why, there's Liz Romero. Huh?
Are you wearing green?
Uh-oh. Thank God.
Of before the pinching test begins.
Oh my God. It could have been terrible. I guess iPad Today still in reruns. And Liz never stops bouncing.
It affected my bowling last night, though.
It did? You bouncy bowled?
Here's my
He
studio.
bouncy bowled.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this show on the road.
So that's an example of video. Now, here's the issue. You have to hold this big old thing. Now, I've got this in a case. One of the things I like about the new iPad, this is the case for the iPad 2. It fits just fine. A little thicker, but most cases should work absolutely the same. The camera on this particular case, there's an opening for the camera right here. So I have two ways of shooting video. I either hold it up like this, or this is my new preferred way. I put the lid on like this, and it blocks the sun out. And, you know, at first I was fooling around when I said this, but actually there's certain advantages to shooting this way. You really get to see what the image is going to look like full screen. And the video, too, it's almost like you're using a view camera. I love the idea that I can see on a big screen what the image is going to look like before I take the picture.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So you look a little goofy, but I don't know.
Yeah, and everybody going by looks like,
Well, you saw people were kind of looking askance as me as I walked down the.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So the camera does have face recognition. It also has some nice additional controls if you look at the options. It does shoot video and stills. But remember, you're not tied just to the Apple Camera app. One of the great things about iOS is the broad variety of software available for photography on iOS, and including Adobe Photoshop Touch now. There's some great camera apps built in. Some great filters. This is the Snapseed filter from the Nix software folks. So you can really take images and do some great things with it. And then, because you're online, you can upload that image right away. So it really makes it easy to create, edit. I use the new iMovie, but there's also Avid Studio. There's even iStop Motion, which has been updated for the new camera and allows you to do stop motion movies. This is where it's an interesting combination because it's really essentially a full computer with a great camera in a portable form factor. It's just very appealing for that reason. I really like the new iPad 3. Even now, some people were saying, "Oh, well, how are they going to handle the low-res programs? The programs designed for the original iPad." Let's give you an example here. Facebook, it looks just fine. It goes full screen. You don't have to press a doubling button. Anything with a lot of text is going to look great because the text automatically scales. And if it's images, if the image quality was good to begin with, it's going to look fantastic. So this is Facebook, which has not yet been updated. And in fact, I think it benefits from this new screen in many ways. I think I think any app probably will. Certainly games and other apps that are designed for this screen are going to look spectacular. This is Infinity Blade 2, which has been updated with new texture and graphics for the iPad 3. Can I call it the iPad 3 just for shorthand purposes?
Yeah,
the
why
new
not?
iPad. Yeah. They do have image stabilization. Somebody's asking. Yes, that is built in. I'm not sure. I doubt it's optical. It's probably a software-based image stabilization. The image quality on this is spectacular. This game was redesigned. You know, it looked good before. It looks even better now. I have to say they've really upped the ante. I think what's going to happen is people are going to get used to a display with this kind of resolution, and it's going to be very hard for them to go back. That's why when you talked about that AOC USB monitor, I'm tempted, but I'm waiting to see if Apple releases a monitor with this kind of Retina display, because I think going forward, I'm going to expect this kind of pixels per inch on almost all my computers. Mm-hmm. So in short, Apple's really hit a home run, I think, with the new iPad. The screen is gorgeous. If you're at all skeptical, go to an Apple store, play with it for a little while. It's not so gorgeous. You know, at first I thought, oh my God, we're going to just look at it and go, wow. But the original Apple iPad screens were pretty good. So it's not like you're going from a bad screen to a great screen. You're going from a very good screen to a great screen. But as you use it, if you look closely at the text, as you use it, I think you're going to see that it really does make a big difference. You do get kind of used to the idea that your screen is going to just look spectacular. This, I don't think, has been updated, and yet still looks very, very good. This is my my favorite weather program. Let's just see what it's like in Manhattan right now. Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Paris.
Is this still from that TV station in Rhode Island?
Yeah, that's exact. That's all they have to do now, right? Just
yeah.
By the way, thunder and lightning in Las Vegas. That's that's great. So, $499 at base price. If you want GPS, if you want LTE, you'll pay $129 more for that, and then you'll pay for additional memory. White and black, and apparently availability is still pretty good. I think Apple's been making these since November to make sure that there were enough in stores. If you pre-order online, it's a 2-week wait, but I think the last time I checked, there were still screens around, not screens, iPads around in some of the stores. So call your local Apple store. Walmart has it. I think Target also has it. Let me show you one more. One more reason that you would want this is it's a high enough resolution display for 1080p video. Now, I don't think, truthfully, 1080p video is going to look any better on this display than 720p, unless you hold it pretty close. But it does look really great. Netflix has been updated, as has the iTunes Store, with 1080p video now. So I guess Wallace and Gromit hasn't been, however. Well, let's see. Maybe it's going to go fuller screen. Yeah, there you go. And so you'll see on movies, you will have bars so that it can use the 4:3 aspect ratio. Let's turn up the sound a little bit. I know you love Wallace and Gromit. So.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Well, kids are going to especially love this. This is a great device to give kids. This is a personal television, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's my review of the new iPad. I love it. It lives up to its potential. And as long as we're talking about Netflix, let's do a little Netflix ad before we get to our warehouse and letters of the week. We talk about Netflix all the time. Of course, Netflix on your computer, on your PS3, your Xbox 360, your Nintendo Wii. Many Blu-ray players and many TVs now have Netflix. To me, I was talking with Abby last night because she watches a lot of Netflix. It's just the best deal in television. $7.99 for unlimited streaming of movies, TV shows. And this is it. This is the interface. Looks great on the new iPad. If you get the new iPad, you might as well just spend $7.99 a month and have Netflix on here. It's just fantastic. Here's Chinatown. What a great movie that was, right? Let's start playing.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see how quickly it starts, by the way. So try it free for 30 days. If you get a new iPad, go to netflix.com/twit and sign up for a Netflix account. I think you're going to be very happy. The idea of being able to get great entertainment this quickly, I mean, that's on demand. I said, let's watch Chinatown, and boom, we're watching.
Yeah, that is good.
You can't get better than that. Netflix. Oh, I love this movie. I might be gone for a little while. Netflix. Isn't that music great? Netflix.com/twit. And we thank Netflix for their support of the weekly daily GizWiz. So you don't have an iPad, do you?
I do not.
I'm thinking you really should. I know you have an iPod Touch.
I have an iPod Touch, and as I told you, as a going away present, Sony gave us their new S Pad. I thought or G Pad. I forgot what it was. I haven't unboxed it yet.
The P? Is it?
Yeah, it's ends in one letter. I forgot what letter it is.
Huh.
Whatever the latest is.
You know, what's interesting is Apple just keeps outpacing the competition.
Yes.
So there's no question the competition is getting better. We had the Galaxy 7.7-inch Galaxy Tab, and it's beautiful. Retina quality display, just gorgeous. But Apple just kind of stays ahead and continues to set the bar so high that it's hard for anybody to compete. Yeah, $499 is a little more than anything else, but I just think this is a great choice for anybody who's looking for a tablet. You really should get one. You have any inclination at all?
You know, I don't.
You just not. You just doesn't speak to you.
No, it doesn't speak to me. because everywhere I go, I have a computer. I have a computer on the boat. I have a computer at Mad, a computer here. When I sit in my chair in the back, I have the Acer tab. So it's not like, I don't have the latest. I can still get my email wherever I am.
Right. You don't really need something portable. Let me show you this,
I
though.
don't.
Let me show you this. I didn't show you the dictation. They've built voice dictation now into this. Siri is not in here, but you can dictate.
Siri's not. Oh,
no, but anytime. But Siri dictation is. So anytime.
She was too busy with the iPhone anyway.
Literally, they could barely keep up with the demand. So the keyboard now has a little microphone. When I press it, it's very much like Siri, and I can start dictating. Make a note to Dick DeBartolo. Dick really needs an iPad 3, period. Let's figure out how we can get him one. ? I believe that if we asked each listener to donate $1, we'd be $20 closer to getting Dick a new iPad! ! Let's just see how well it did that.
I'd like to see how that comes out.
Making notes to Dickie DeBartolo. Dick really needs an iPad 3. Let's figure out how we can get him one. I believe that if we... It looks pretty perfect.
Whoa, I'm amazed.
A couple of things wrong, and I don't know if you can see, but I say if we asked each listener to donate $1, we be, but the we is underlined, and if I tap it, it means it thinks maybe did I say would, and actually I said weed. So of course I can easily edit this to make it weed, and that's pretty much the case with all voice dictation. As you get pretty close, you're pretty happy. We'd be $20 closer to getting Dick a new iPad. It said Dickin new iPad ! So it didn't get the exclamation mark. Punctuation, sometimes it gets
now
right.
Charles Dickens going to get an iPad.
Yeah, son of a gun. So, but yeah, that's pretty good. And I think Apple's plan is to eliminate this keyboard because typing on a glass screen is not exactly a great experience. So there you go. It's kind of Siri-like. It does have dictation built in. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be deceived. You have just seen a demonstration of a modern technology that some say will change the world of computing. But that's not the first time we've heard this. No. In fact, there's a place where gadgets go to change the world. Gadgets whose promise was so amazing that people just ignored them, spat on them, and threw them out. Those gadgets have found a home with this man here in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy. Together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
And ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the savior of gadgets, Mr. Dick DeBartolo.
Leo, how are you?
I am well, Dickie. You've made another trip to the Gadget Warehouse?
I have, and even though this is 9 years old, it's still pretty high-tech looking.
What is it?
Oh, this is from CES 2003, and it was Freecom was the company.
Oh yeah, they're gone.
I'm not. Are they gone?
Oh,
okay,
I'm pretty sure they are.
This was the USB Card Pro, the first USB flash card that would fit in your wallet because it emulated being a credit card. Actually, it was quite clever. The USB dongle is embedded in the side, and you pushed it in from the back, and then this came out.
I remember those, yeah.
Do you remember them? This was the talk of the show. It came in at 128 megabytes.
Oh,
yes, well,
never
wait
mind.
a minute. Let's have you and the chat room guess at the price.
128 megabytes, not gigabytes.
No, 128.
1/8 of a gigabyte.
Yes.
I'm
in
guessing it was
2000.
$99.95.
Okay. The chat room's a lot closer than you are.
They're saying
Okay.
$200, $300.
Yeah, the chat room is very, very close. The manufactured suggested retail price was $270.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was for the 512 megabyte model.
Wow.
But yeah, now you can probably get a 512 megabyte flash drive for about
They come in cereal
$2.50.
boxes, Dick. They come in cereal boxes.
Exactly.
You know, you walk down the street, the bums give you a flash drive asking for money. I mean, it's so cheap.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I carry on my keychain 32 gigabytes.
Oh, do you have one of those little verbatim?
No, I have the Victorinox, the Swiss Army knife.
Oh,
you know, I had the little verbatim, tiny little verbatim ones, but
tough and
tiny. But the little plastic broke. I must have twisted it or torqued it, and so I have
the thing that holds it onto the keychain.
Yeah, I have it, but I can't use it because I can't put it on my keychain, and it's so tiny it'd be easy to lose. Yeah.
Anyway, how far we've come in 9 years.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's really amazing. And this is the thing that's amazing. When you think about that, how far are we going to be 9 years from now? You know, what episode we'll be doing? Our 2000th episode will be, let's see, we're at 1357 right now. So let me just open up the calculator and see.
Okay.
So we've got 2000 minus 1357 divided by 52. In 1973, we'll be doing something wrong there.
No, we're going the other way, Leo. Actually, we're
2000 minus 1357. We have 643 episodes left, and if I divide that by 52, in 12 years. So in 12 years, when we do episode 2000, in 12 years, in the year 2024, if man is still alive, if woman can survive, what kinds of memory will we be holding on our keychains?
I'll be saying, so Leo, this is 100 gigabytes, and then there's a monitor on this side.
Yeah.
And it's $7.99. But if you shop around, you can get a discount.
Yeah. I mean, come on, really. Seriously. It's amazing. It's amazing. So we see the changes. So it was 9 years ago, 2003, and the changes.
2003.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you for. I love it that you bring these up because it just gives us some perspective to our changing tech world.
It really is amazing how fast we're going.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
And it's funny because we're not even looking. You know?
No,
we could run straight into a wall or something. I don't know.
We don't dare.
Here come the letters, the letters. Here come the GizWiz letters now. Here come the Giz.
Oh ho!
I said the GizWiz letters now.
Oh yeah, baby, go eat that sandwich because Daddy's hungry.
Monty, he only signs his name Monty, writes, you went to some website recently and it was all in Japanese. Monty's talking about a website called stayaliveinc.com.
Right.
And indeed, even though it's a .com, it came up in Japanese. And Monty says, if you use Google Chrome, you'll have the option to translate the website into English. I use this on some of my coworkers' websites. However, when I do this, I ask them what it should be saying, and it is never what Chrome translates. But it does make for great comedy. So if you have a website to translate, use Google Chrome, and you may get some laughs. Thanks, Monty. And Leah, I lost who sent me this, and I don't know if you've seen them, but it's texting shortcuts for older people.
Shortcuts for older
people. There's just 8 of them. So I'll give the initials, and you give what the current shortcut is.
This is something like Mad Magazine would write.
Yes, exactly. Yes, okay. Yeah. BFF stands for
Best Friend Forever.
Okay, for older people, Best Friend's Funeral. BTW.
By the way.
Exactly. For older folks, BTW, bring the wheelchair. Okay. DWI.
DWI, driving under the influence.
Exactly. For older folks, driving while incontinent. FWIW.
F for what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Older people forgot where I was. FWIW. FYI.
For your information.
Yes, found your insulin.
We're laughing because it's true.
It's true.
Yes.
Just two more. IMHO.
In my humble opinion.
Yes. Or for the older folks, IMHO. Is my hearing aid on? And LOL.
Laugh out loud. Although I was on a trial, I think I mentioned this before, where the prosecuting attorney was reading a chat room transcript, and every time he came to LOL, what did he say? He said something like, I can't remember. Something completely wrong.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. He was not exactly the Wired guy. What? Lots of laughs. That's right. He said LOL was lots of laughs.
Oh, I thought it was lots of laughs.
No, it's laugh out loud.
Out loud, that's right.
You knew that. You knew that.
I did.
Lots of laughs gets the idea, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it if you're old?
Oh, living on Lipitor. Oh, and there is one more.
Yes.
TTYL, little final one.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, talk to you louder.
I love that. We got to put that on the wiki or somewhere because that's hysterical. That's great. I love it. Dick DeBartolo, Mad's maddest writer. Go to GizWiz.Biz. That's his website, GizWiz.Biz, and you could play the amazing, fun, what the heck is it contest. By the way, he's got all the different stuff that he talks about on the show. He's always got notes there, which is great. And there's the Galaxy Note that I reviewed last year and all that stuff. Thank you for writing a bunch of text there. That's great.
Oh, no. I will. All of everything we talked about today will be up by midnight tonight.
And reward Dick by clicking this. Actually, there's several ways to reward Dick. I'll show you another way in a second. But you can do the What the Heck Is It contest. And guess what this is? It's I don't know. Anyway.
You can't even think anymore.
It's for sizing an appendage, I believe. But anyway, you'll find out next month. But you are playing for the May-June edition of Mad Magazine. 12 for the correct answer, all autographed by our friend and colleague Dick DeBartolo. 24 for the cute, silly answers. The rules and picture are online at GizWiz.Biz. And there is plenty of other stuff here, including GizWiz Garb and GizWiz Garbage for buying. And don't forget to click the Mad Collectibles link because...
Boy, you have such a memory and you're so kind.
Yeah, well, I love this picture. The morphing Dick into Alfred E. It's a little too uncanny, actually. But
yes, exactly.
It has a link to his eBay auctions, and Dick basically has been going through his mad memorabilia and selling it off. And we want to get some good prices on these. The current choices. Here's Mad in Your Eye.
Right. Those are actually I haven't put up the next thing from the warehouse, but I do have a case of those books, so those are good.
And they're autographed by you.
By me, yes, exactly.
That's great.
And now that the warehouse is $3.95 a month, I'm trying to move more crap out of there.
Move them out.
Yeah. And boxes of crap are still available too. So if you want a box of crap, just send me an email with "box of crap" in the subject line, and I'll send you how to do it.
How do you just throw stuff in a box?
I just throw stuff.
But it's like it's guaranteed to be worth at least as much as they paid for it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Of course.
All right. What do you think? This is some kind of? Although maybe I could get you to send me 720. How much did you send that man for that laptop?
Oh, you don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
A year ago,
than what Leo spent.
A year ago, well, I wanted for the new brick house, and that's how I know it was more than a year ago, because we were just thinking about building this studio, and I thought it's going to be kind of steampunk. I want one of these steampunk laptops that Datamancer makes, and he was making a deal that if you paid half up front, he would custom design one for you. And so I sent him a couple of grand, I think $2,700 as I remember. And he, every month I get an email from him talking about how he's working on it. But it has been a year.
Does it come from like the emails coming from like Tahiti?
I hope he's enjoying my money. That's all I can say. No,
I enjoy your money.
He's working on something, and I think he's an honest guy, and I think that at some point I will have the most amazing work of art, which is a Victorian era laptop computer, and they're already doing the woodwork and so forth. It's a lot of work. You know what? It's handmade in this day and age. You know. It's This is a human making these, not a machine. But he better hurry up because he's got the specs here, and if it takes another year, I don't think Windows 7 is going to be the hot thing anymore. And we may want a touch screen. See, this is the problem.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
a moving target.
Yeah, you have to touch that screen with a sledgehammer. It's stone.
So there is an acronym on the internet you might have seen, IBH.
Yeah.
I don't think it stands for insulin behave. But I know it has something to do with the fact that we are done with this show. We will be back. We do it every Saturday afternoon right after the Tech Guy show, around about 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern time on TWiT.tv. You could download every weekly daily GizWiz by just going to TWiT.tv and downloading it, or subscribe in iTunes. That's the best thing. That way you don't miss an episode. We have audio and video. Do watch the video if you can, because it's more fun. Available. And if only What?
Yeah. I was going to say, I'll think about it all week. And next week, I'll give you my answer when
What could
I'll be here.